Hi students, I am Dr. Bhavna. In this lecture we are going to continue with the new topic that is called as in ecology only ecosystem. So in the last class what we have seen? We have seen numerous interactions that are taking place among organisms. So basically what are the interactions which are taking place? They are nothing but interactions means among the organisms, how they are benefited from each other or how they are harmed. That all we have seen in the last class, like mutualism, commensalism, parasitism, predation, as well as we have seen about the amensalism and all. So the numerous examples are given also in that. You all should understand very clearly that numerous NEET questions are based on the last topic itself. Like numerous questions will be asked based on what are the examples, like they'll give you one example and they'll ask you to identify under which interaction it comes. So like that the numerous questions will be asked slowly based on those examples only. So I want you all to go through thoroughly with the examples. So what are the numerous examples which are given? Suppose if I say penicillin, new product will produce a chemical called as penicillium and it will harm the bacteria. So under what it will come? So you all should answer it will come under amensalism, because the penicillin will secrete a chemical on the bacteria. Due to the presence of the chemical, the bacteria will die. So one organism is harmed. Penicillin, there is no use if it produces chemical also. So there is no effect. So it will come under amensalism. So one is like negative, another one is not affected. Like one is harmed and one is not affected. So like that it will come under penicillin and it will come under amensalism. Suppose you say cattle walking on the grass, means numerous goats if they walk on the grass, will come under amensalism or both the organisms are benefited? So it will come under amensalism, because the grass is affected, the grass will die because of the organisms, those are moving on the grass will die. But the cattle, if they walk on the grass also, there is no benefit for them. So that is coming under amensalism. Next we have talked about predation and prey. So predation by name only you can understand. I have told you for parasitism, one is positive and another is negative. That is, one is benefited and other one is harmed. Same comes with parasitism and predation also. One is benefited and another one there is no effect. So both the same. So in parasitism we say one organism has host, that is harmed is host, and which is benefited is parasite. Next, same applicable to here also. Like after parasitism, the another important thing is predation. In case of predation also, the one which is benefited is called as predator. The one which is harmed is called as prey. So numerous examples I have given. Like these preys also protect themselves from the predators by numerous mechanisms. Suppose cactus plants, they develop thorns on them. To protect them from predators only, they develop these thorns and all, these cactus plants. Then next you come to another things like Calotropis, a famous plant. It produces a chemical or cardiac glycosides which will affect the herbivores when they eat them. They will get heart pain and all. So that's why these cardiac glycosides are very harmful. So no cattle will graze against the Calotropis plant. Like that only other organisms also are developing. Suppose frogs, they develop camouflage. Monarch butterfly, they are highly distasteful to its predators. So basically like this, predator and prey will take place. But some preys are coming under the predators' hands. They are dying due to the predators. Like Pisaster, a famous starfish, when it was introduced into the sea, numerous invertebrates were dead due to these organisms only. When starfish Pisaster was introduced, numerous small other organisms were dead due to this thing. And another thing also that you should remember is a famous starfish in Pisaster, as well as cactus also. When cactus was introduced into the fields, the other plants were dead due to it grows in abundant fields, like anything it will grow. So this is the mechanism under predation, prey, amensalism, parasitism. We have discussed already in the last classes about these two. I have not stressed this so much, so that's why I have stressed these two topics more. That is nothing but amensalism and predation. The rest all topics like parasitism, commensalism, mutualism, we have gone through it in last videos, as well as we have done revision also about it. So if anyone of you have missed, just go to the last video and check it out about numerous interactions which were taking place among the organisms. So this is about the predations, preys, interactions among the organisms. So now we will start with a fresh topic in ecology, that is called as ecosystem. So what is basically a ecosystem? So when you start with, normally what is the definition of ecology? The definition of ecology is specified as interactions that takes place not only among organisms but also with the physical environment. That is the thing that will come under ecology. Means these interactions among organisms, are not taking place only among organisms. Means predators, prey, I have told you. Only between organisms it is not taking place. The interactions, they are taking place with the environment also, with the physical environment also. These all are taking place. So that is the definition of ecology. So what is the place where environment is referred to? That is called as ecosystem. Ecosystem means ecology study. Here ecosystem means what? The environment which is provided to promote the ecology. To promote the ecology, the environment which is provided is called as ecosystem. So in the ecosystem, basically, numerous plants, trees, from a small pond to a large big forest, everything will come under ecosystem only. From a small pond, the interactions which are taking place with the physical environment, the biotic, abiotic, everything will come constitute a big ecosystem. Like suppose earth is considered as an ecosystem because we are living on the earth. That is, if we are studying about the earth, then it is called as, suppose, ecology. I am giving an example of earth basically. So ecosystem means it ranges from small pond to a big large areas like large forests and all. So that is considered as ecosystem. So after ecosystem, when you are referring to, the important thing that you should remember regarding the ecosystem is nothing but, first, the interactions will take place with biotic as well as abiotic environment. Biotic means what all are included? Biotic means all the living organisms are considered under biotic. Abiotic means all the non-living organisms like temperature, water, soil, light, everything are abiotic components. That is, which are non-living things. Biotic components means we humans, numerous organisms, populations, a community, everything is referred to as biotic. Means whatever are the living things, they are considered under biotic components. What all are the non-living things, they are considered under abiotic components. So biotic as well as abiotic components. This will constitute the ecosystem. Again, in the ecosystem, they are classified into three types basically. That is nothing but, there are, see, ecosystem is basically classified into three types. That is nothing but terrestrial ecosystem, then aquatic ecosystem, next man-made ecosystem. So under terrestrial ecosystem, terrestrial means what? By name only you can understand. Terrestrial ecosystem means all whatever the ecosystem that is referring to as a land. Suppose numerous forests, grasslands, deserts, everything will come under terrestrial ecosystem that is present on the land. That is nothing but forests, grasslands, as well as deserts. Then when it comes to aquatic ecosystem, means aquatic by name only you can understand. It is referring to as water. So in the water, what are the organisms which are associated with that of aquatic ecosystem? That is nothing but lakes, ponds, reservoirs. These all will come under aquatic ecosystem. Then man-made ecosystem. We have created our own ecosystems. What are those examples which are given under man-made ecosystems? Means we have created for ourselves. That is nothing but crop fields. In fields, you see only crops growing in a specific area. Why they are not spreading? Because they have created their own space. These are made by man. All the crop fields which are made by man, they will come under man-made. These both are natural. By the environment only they have come. But when it comes to man-made ecosystems, they are different. That is, they are made by man. Example is crop fields which are present on the land, as well as aquarium. Numerous people in all houses, you will maintain aquariums and all, right? So aquariums, artificial fishes and all you will put in that. So those are all are artificial, which are made by man. This will also come under man-made ecosystems. So aquarium. So to numerous fishes, you all are providing a different type of ecosystem outside the lakes and ponds. So that is made by man. It will come under this. Don't get so much confused regarding this. First, in the last class, we have completed about interactions. Very, very important in each point of view. Go through twice or thrice. Then we have started freshly with a new topic that is called as ecosystems. So when we have started about ecosystems, first we have studied what is ecology, definition of ecology. The definition of ecology means what? First of all, the study between not only the organisms but also interactions which are taking place not only among organisms but also with the physical environment. So physical environment also should be referred here, right? So basically in the systems, ecosystem means you're creating from a small pond to a large forest, everything will constitute under ecosystem only. So again this ecosystem, it is divided into biotic and abiotic components. Biotic means what? All the living things are present in it, like organisms, populations, communities and all. Then when it comes to what are the abiotic components, those are non-living things like temperature, water, soil, those all will, light and all will come under abiotic components. And ecosystem is basically classified into three types. That is nothing but terrestrial, aquatic, man-made. Simple, terrestrial means on the land, like forests, grasslands, numerous deserts and all will come under terrestrial ecosystem. The aquatic ecosystem, lakes, ponds, reservoirs. Important neat question, what are the man-made ecosystems? They are nothing but only two. Suppose on the land, that is nothing but crop fields, and again on the in the water means it is nothing but aquarium which are made by man. Important and neat point of view. So these are the three different types of ecosystems which are present. Then we already have told in the ecosystem there is numerous interactions which are taking place among biotic and abiotic environment. So basically the vertical distribution of species in a specific area is called as stratification. What is stratification? Important neat question. Stratification means vertical distribution of species. Distribution of species in a specific area will come under vertical distribution of species in a specific area is called as stratification. Suppose I'll give you an example. First, in a forest you see different types of plants, right? In a forest. First, which will occupy the higher level, the top level is nothing but trees. Trees will occupy the highest level. Then next is smaller plants like shrubs. Trees, shrubs, and then another smaller grass and all. These are called as herbs. So, when you classify, suppose you take a forest, and when you classify vertical distribution, this is a vertical distribution of species in a specific area is called as stratification. Means you are dividing the organisms or the things which are present in a forest into three different types, into three different strata. Strata means nothing but they are divided into three different types of strata, like levels. You can say strata as levels. So basically herbs are the smaller ones under this. Then next shrubs will come, somewhat taller. Then highest is trees. You can go in a descending order also, trees, shrubs and herbs. So this is the basic level. How do you classify the different strata is vertical distribution of species in a specific area is called as stratification. This definition may be asked in it, vertical distribution of species. I have given a beautiful example regarding this, like trees, herbs, shrubs and herbs. Like that you should remember stratification, because from now numerous definitions will come into play regarding this. So that's why numerous like definitions will come. One definition is one type. So stratification means by name you should understand vertical distribution of species in a specific area. So this is about the stratification. Then later, suppose you take an example of a lake or a pond. First, before going to an example of a lake or pond, first we will describe what are the four basic components of an ecosystem. So ecosystem basically is divided into four components. Those are nothing but, the first one is productivity. Second is decomposition. The third one is energy flow. The fourth is nutrient cycling. So ecosystem is basically classified into four different types. That is nothing but productivity, decomposition, energy flow, nutrient cycling. Very, very important in each point of view. What are the four components of an ecosystem? Productivity, decomposition. I want you to follow it in an order. So productivity, decomposition, energy flow and nutrient cycling. These are the four things which are associated, four basic components of an ecosystem. So when you have started with, we will deal in detail about each and every topic in this ecosystem. This full ecosystem is basically in your NEET textbook given as these four different components only. So about each component you will discuss in detail. So when you first we will start with productivity. Before going into productivity, I have told you I'll give you an example of a small pond or a lake. Just remember, because productivity means producing. Numerous plants or animals will produce numerous things. Then later again they will decompose. Then energy flow will take place from one higher trophic level to lower trophic levels, or from lower to higher trophic levels. Then nutrients which are produced are cycling among these organisms. So these are the definitions that are regarding to that of 4 basic components of an ecosystem. So basically when we have taken an example of a pond or a lake, suppose a small pond is present in your specific area, a small pond is present. Then first, what are the abiotic components which are associated with? Abiotic means what? The non-living things which are present. What are the non-living things? First, water is present because it is a pond. Then light will be falling, the solar light, that is the sunlight will be falling into deep into this. So abiotic components like light, water is present. Then next, what are the abiotic components? Soil. In the pond, in the lower levels, soil is found. So soil also is present. Then temperature. The temperature as well as salinity is very much essential in a pond. If hypersaline organisms want to survive in this pond, they can't survive because pond means it is a freshwater thing. All the saline organisms, that is seawater animals, cannot come and survive in freshwater. Like freshwater can't survive in the sea. Like this because of the osmotic problems which they face, which I have already specified in the last topic. So like that only light, water, soil and temperature. Temperature also plays a very important role here. Temperature means how it will play, like eurythermal organisms, stenothermal, only they can survive in specific areas. So temperature also here plays a very important role. So abiotic components are present in a pond. Then next, biotic components. First, when we say of biotic components, first what are present in a pond? Small level of herbs, shrubs are present, like plants are present, basically plants in a pond. Suppose this is a pond, imagine. First we see numerous plants which are present in that specific area. Then when plants are present, these plants will give food. They will take the light energy and they will prepare their own food, right? Because the plants are also called as autotrophs. So plants in a pond are called as phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons. So these phytoplanktons are eaten, means the next level organisms will eat these phytoplanktons. What are the next level organisms? They are called as, these are called as producers. The next organisms which come into play, they all are called as consumers because they consume the plant's food and all. So basically zooplankton are present in the lake. Zooplankton, the smaller fishes. And these zooplankton are eaten by larger fishes. So, and these all organisms, when they are eaten and everything when is happening, simultaneously decomposition also will take place. Decomposition means what? All the bacteria and fungal enzymes, they will act and degrade the particles into smaller particles. They will degrade and they will decompose. So decomposition will take place. Decomposition will take place with what enzymes? Basically bacterial and fungal. And you have seen the energy is transferred from one organism to another. So that is done. Then nutrients which are present in the soil, they are also absorbed basically by the plants and then they are transferred to the animals. So now why I have given this example of a small pond or lake, why I have given such an example? Because I am trying to explain you what are the components which are associated with that of ecosystem. So when what are the components which are associated means basically 4 types are associated. Four basic components of an ecosystem are associated here. What are the 4 basic components of an ecosystem? The first one is I told you the first one is productivity, means the organisms are trying to produce their own food. So when I have given an example of a pond is an ecosystem basically, means it contains biotic, abiotic organisms. Biotic, what are the present? Plants, zooplankton, these all are biotic components. What are the abiotic components? Light, water, soil, temperature, these all are abiotic components which are associated. So basically when you take the example of a pond, first one I have told you what are the 4 components of ecosystem is productivity. So in the productivity, here the plants, first the plants are present in a pond. They try to prepare their own food by utilizing the sunlight's energy. They are trying to prepare their own food. So this is called as productivity. So the first one is done. Next, second one is decomposition. So decomposition means for these all organisms are dying due to some other reasons. So when they die, basically, where is the pond filled with all the dead organisms? No, everything again is decomposed. So this decomposition will take place by bacterial and fungal enzymes which are present in that pond. So the second component of the ecosystem is also done. Then the third one is energy transfer basically. Energy transfer means what? The energy is transferred from, suppose these plants prepare their own food. They are also called as phytoplanktons. This food is usually eaten by zooplanktons. These zooplanktons, again they are eaten by large fishes. Zooplanktons means what? They are the smaller fishes. Like for how in terrestrial ecosystem, this is all is aquatic ecosystem. When it is terrestrial ecosystem, first this will be plants. We all take food from plants, but first what are the organisms which take food from the plants? Numerous herbivores like goats, cows and all will eat the food from the plants. They grazing cattle, I have already told you. So they will take the food from the plants and they will eat basically. So again from there they are transferred into here onto the large fishes. In terrestrial ecosystem, basically they are transferred to like humans. The humans will eat the smaller goats and also we consume, right? So we are coming under the secondary consumers. This is plants are producers. These herbivores in terrestrial ecosystem, they are called as primary producers. We all are called as consumers because we consume goats also. We consume some milk we take from the cows also. So everything we are coming under consumers. So here also in the larger fishes, this decomposition will take place again. So the third thing which is specified under the components of ecosystem is nothing but the energy flow. So the energy is transferred from plants to animals and from these animals to other animals. This energy is transferred. So energy flow takes place. Then after energy flow which is taking place, the fourth one which is left over is nutrient cycling. So nutrient cycling also will take place basically. Nutrients are transferred from like carbon cycles, phosphorus cycles, everything will take place in the pond also. Oxygen cycles, how carbon dioxide is produced, everything, these all are taking place. So these are 4 components of ecosystems are basically covered in this small example which I have given. So I want you all to remember clearly regarding the components of ecosystem. Don't get so much confused regarding this. Simple, you should remember ecosystem contains biotic, abiotic components. Abiotic, you know, light, water, air, soil, temperature and all. Biotic, I have given an example. Plants produce their own food. Plants are consumed by zooplankton. Zooplanktons are again consumed by larger fishes. Again decomposition also takes place. This is in aquatic. When you come to terrestrial ecosystems, it is nothing but here plants will be there. Here produces, then consumes. Next we will deal about each and every component of ecosystem in detail in the next class regarding the primary productivity, then energy flows, decompositions and all we will see in the next class.